I've got chili 5 ways. This is the only video you're going to need to save all season because I've got you covered with every type. I'm starting out with the most traditional Boilermaker tailgate chili. This one has it all. It's beefy, it's got beans, it's tomato based, perfect for tailgates. So it's called Boilermaker chili after the Purdue University Boilermakers and their tailgate. The hardest part about the recipe is just chopping the vegetables. Once that's done, it all comes together in one pot, and we know that's my favorite way to cook. So let's head over and get it all in the pot. We're gonna start by just browning our meats. This is ground chuck along with ground Italian sausage, which is gonna add, a bunch of extra flavor. This is gonna be your friend for this. And this process will probably take about 10 minutes. It's browned, and that sausage flavors the ground beef because it's got built-in flavor in it. This is one of the top-rated chili recipes at All Recipes. So that's why I chose it, to show you. And I've never made it before. There's a bunch of fat in here, so we're gonna drain that out to avoid having to dirty up a colander. This is the way I drain my ground beef. That's how to use the absorbent paper towels. I'm gonna add the veggies in first. I'm second guessing my pot choice. Should have gone bigger. Also a little bit of celery, and then I'm going in with 2 seeded and chopped jalapenos. So I'm just gonna cook this until those veggies start to soften and cook down a little bit. Before I add in the other stuff, I can go ahead and add my seasonings in here while these veggies cook down. So I'm going in with a little oregano. The recipe does call for basil, and I'm just not doing it because I just don't want this to taste like spaghetti sauce. Cumin in chili is a must. It just kind of gives you that earthy smokiness. Paprika really helps with that rich color. And then cayenne, it calls for a teaspoon. That kind of sounds like a lot. Maybe I'll start with a half a teaspoon. You can always add more. A little bit of sugar. This is going to cut some of the acid in the tomatoes. Salt, of course, and pepper. All right, and then I'm going to let this kind of toast before I add in the liquid. Keep in mind, you did not see me add a packet of chili seasoning. We don't need that. Okay, we don't need that. As a matter of fact, I don't think we need it in any recipe today. You've got those spices in your spice cabinet, and if you don't, you need to have them in there. And with some hot sauce, whichever kind you like, some Worcestershire. Before I add the beer, I'm going in with some tomato paste. See how we're just kind of building our layers of flavor in here. If we can get any of that stuff to caramelize, it's just gonna make for a richer flavor in the pot. Now we deglaze with our beer. It's nothing like that first sip of cold beer though. In with the tomatoes. Now those will kind of cook down and break down as this simmers. And then the beans. So for this one, it's all chili beans, which are just red beans. So 3 regular cans and 1 spicy can. I'm gonna add in a little water to these cans just to rinse the residual tomato out. And because it's gonna be super thick. So I told you, that's a pot of chili right there. The recipe calls for 4 bouillon cubes. That sounds like a lot. These are the larger cubes, so I really think I'll go 1.5. This has that MSG goodness in it, so it's really going to make this delicious. Okay, now you gotta let it do its thing. The instructions just say cover and then let it simmer all day, or at least 2 hours. So we're gonna go as long as we can. The tailgate has officially begun. Oh yeah, look at that. Everything's softened, it's thickened up, and it smells amazing. I did forget a key ingredient apparently in Boilermaker chili is bacon bits. I'm assuming it's the kind that come from the can or the bottle. I don't have that, but I did cook off a little bacon, finally chop it, so now we have real bacon bits going in. I love the bean to tomato to everything else ratio. All right, since this is our traditional chili of the day, I'm gonna top it in the most traditional way. Normally I would do saltines, but since it's a tailgate chili, I'm gonna go with the Fritos. And the Great Value version, of course, because I'm thrifty. And a little sour cream. The Boilermaker chili. This chili has almost 9,000 reviews on All Recipes, so it better hold its weight. That's just a delicious, perfect chili right there. It's the classic one. It's what you expect when somebody says, you want to come over for a pot of chili. It's got all the richness. It's got spice a little bit in the back. You can always make it spicier if you want to. This is your crowd-pleasing chili right here. I've got to learn to stop myself. I've got a lot more to go. This next one is my creation and another one that is absolutely perfect for game day. This is buffalo chicken chili, and I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. This one's also the easiest of the day. It all comes together in the slow cooker. So I'm gonna do boneless, skinless chicken breast and chicken thighs. 2 cans of green chilies, and then 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes. I love using fire roasted in chili. It's just kind of like one flavor level up. Wing sauce, buffalo sauce, packet of ranch seasoning because buffalo and ranch, tablespoon of chili powder, and then a teaspoon of smoked paprika and cumin. And then 2.5 cups of chicken broth or chicken stock. The bulk of the chili is done right here. Just gonna crank this on high for about 2.5 hours, then we finish it up. So easy. Oh, Lord, I almost forgot the onions. Okay, it smells delicious. Chicken is cooked. So you know how it goes usually when you're making chicken anything in the crock pot. After you've cooked it, we're gonna pull it out, shred it up, and put it back in. I kind of like chunky shreds, so that's the way I do it. I just don't want it to be like too stringy. All right, this goes back into the crock pot with some cream cheese to make it creamy. And I've had my cream cheese out softening. It's gonna melt in there better. Also stirring in 2 cans of white beans that have been drained and rinsed. I'm just gonna stir this in, cover it back up, and let it go another just like 15 minutes until everything is melted and creamy. Oh yeah, that cream cheese is like 95% melted, but I can't wait any longer. So here's how we serve it up. This might be your favorite one of the day. All right, now here's how I like to top this one off. Little cheddar cheese. You could also do some like crumbled blue cheese if you were really wanting to hype up the buffalo. Some green onion for just that little kind of bright, fresh crunch. What do you eat your buffalo chicken dip with but Fritos? Perfect bites. A whole bowl is a perfect bite. It's the unexpected one. It's the fun one to bring to the party. It's the one that's gonna win you the awards. I mean, you don't know if you're leaning more buffalo or more chili. It's the perfect combo, perfect balance. And like I said, a bowl of perfect bites. If you have never had real Texas chili, I'm gonna tell you, you're missing out. My favorite parts about traditional chili are like the juicy tomatoes and beans in it. Texas chili has neither one, but this flavor is so like creamy and rich that I find myself like craving this chili. So it starts out by reconstituting some dried chilies. The dried chilies are what gives Texas chili its unique flavor. So you can't skip this step. Okay, and dried chilies are super inexpensive. You can find them like in just about any grocery store. So you can just get a variety. You can just get all one kind, whatever. I've got a variety of pasilla, guajillo, and ancho chilies. The ancho chilies are kind of smoky. So you're going to put these in a skillet. We're just gonna kind of toast them up on the stove. All right, so just set them over like medium high heat. And you're just gonna cook them for just like 2 to 3 minutes, just until they become fragrant. This is gonna kind of bring those natural oils out of the dried chilies, and that's the first step. So throw them into a bowl, and then you're gonna cover them with hot water and let them steep, just like tea. So just kind of like press them down in there, and I'm gonna cover this with some plastic. You can see the water start to turn. This is going to really flavor our chili down the road. The meat for this is a chuck roast. You need about 4 pounds. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna cut it into like 3/4 inch to 1 inch cubes. You want them pretty small. So they're not gonna take as long to cook as your normal like beef stew or pot roast. And then as this simmers in that flavorful chili, I mean, it just like melts in your mouth. All right, in addition to our dried chilies, we're also going to use some chipotle chili in adobo. This is a smoked jalapeno. The flavor that comes from one of these, and it has a good kick of spice. All right, for the beef, you've got to brown it first, and so this is gonna have to happen in batches because we don't want it to steam in this pot. So you just wanna salt and pepper it, and then just kind of brown it off in batches and set it aside. All right, so my meat's getting a little browned, but it's also forming that flavor base on the bottom of the pot that we love. So I'm just gonna take this batch out, season up the next batch, and add it in. See that flavor? We're gonna saute our onions and garlic right in that. As this cooks, it's gonna lift up that flavor from the pan. While these onions cook down, we'll finish off the peppers. Chilies have softened, so we're gonna take off the stems and take the seeds out. And then like cut a slit in the side. And then you can just kind of run these under cold water to get all those seeds out. So all the heat of these peppers lies in those stems and veins and seeds. Now just give them a rough chop. We're gonna throw this with our chipotles in the blender.